Welcome back to Panel Day Superheroes Ahoy. My name is Tushar. Comic Con India is happening after a long time. I think after 2-3 years. I had not been attending Comic Cons. I had my reasons fear of crowds and fear of talking or facing people in a public place. I was happy reading my comic books and ordering them and reading them in my peace. But yeah, it's a great event, and I think a lot has changed over the last few years. There's been a resurgence of the actual reason why Comic Cons happen to push the sales and distribution and publishing of comic books. So I think back in 2011 or 12 was the first Comic Con Indian one that I attended in Bangalore, and that's what started this whole fascination for the new wave or so in the Indian comic books, and that's the era of Agori, Ravayan, and so on. And after that, what I would do is, I think I've visited 2 Comic Cons, and then there was an express edition as well. And somehow I think it waned the whole thing, and I don't know it waned or not. I didn't follow it much, but I used to often hear of Comic Con and cosplay in the same breath. So that aside, my interest didn't die down, so I continued buying these books as they keep coming out. They kept coming out from these publishers. So mainly there was a lot of these publishers, but mainly there is 3 or 4 that you could count. One is HolyCow Entertainment, that was Vivek Goyal and Vijayendra Mohanty, and then there was Rowold. Then there was obviously Virgin Comics, which was started by the Virgin Group, and it being a big name, it captured many things from the West, and there was a lot of reselling of some of the Western titles, and also new titles were created. Then there was Gotham Comics, of course, which really brought us the popular heroes in a compact format of books. And there was also, I think, some characters started. Chakra the Invincible, I think that was a collaboration from Marvel. So there was a lot of work being done. Then there was the books of Ramayana, Devi, and so on, and I think that's the Graphic India imprint. I think I've shown some of these comics in the past on my hall, but since Comic Con India Bangalore edition is happening this weekend, I was really excited. So I just checked my collection, and I pulled up all the books that I had bought, and just seeing those covers brings me back so many memories. So I used to have a blog back in blogging days, and I used to review these books and share all my excitement from the Comic Con visits. So I have a lot of details over there. I myself refer to them sometimes, and it's really nice to see that at one time you're excited and you log. And I think these videos, I think I might revisit after a few years. Having said that, let me just quickly show you some of the books that I have compiled. I don't have a whole lot. I have given some of them also to friends, and I think I have also sold some of them. Now obviously this is not an exhaustive list. Everyone has their favorites, so I tend to also have some favorites. In fact, interesting thing about Agori was when I saw the posters everywhere in, I think, Bangalore Comic Con, I didn't quite like it. I was like, this looks too graphic, this looks too exploitative, and I think it was my wife who said that, why are you so judgmental about it when you read all the Western comics without any comms? So I think that's when I picked up, and Agori became a hit in our household, and we followed it up till I think the Agori 14 or so. So let me quickly show you these covers. Some of these are mature content, so just a fair warning. I'm not going to show the inside. So this is the first book of Agori. Agori book 2. And I think what happened was, there was I think there was this Agori Lost Years, which covered kind of the remaining books in between. So I have these Agori annuals. I'm sorry if I'm messing up the order, but then there is this Agori Bloodlines, that is number 9, Agori 10, Agori 11, Agori Bloodlines 12, Agori 13, Then there is Agori 14, 15 and 16. So these are called the Age of Immortals, and I think they are available as a box set also now at HolyCow. I don't have volume 4, so probably I'll pick that up from Vivek OLD tomorrow. So that's about Agori. Again, what can I say about Agori? It's an iconic title that revolutionized and started this whole wave along with Ramayana. This is again another publisher and another book that I love. This is The Legends of Avion, The Train to Exodus. I have written about it in my blog long back, and even now when I pick it up, it's just a great book. So maybe I'll do some other video later on. So this is Yali's book, The Carvan. So Yali's book were quite graphic, quite filmy and quite pulpy horror and really fun. And these are all mature themes, and but it was fun. I think Carvan has a few books. I don't have all of them. And Yali is also behind the titles like Code Name Alpha and I think Rakshak. And I think they're also coming up. Yeah, I think they are also behind this new book called The Village, on which there is an Amazon Prime series also being made. So that's about Yali. Then there is a publisher called Speech Bubble. So there's quite a few books of Speech Bubble. Taranath Tantrik. I think Shamik Dasgupta was behind many of these books, and he's a great writer, and I really enjoyed his writing. So there was also another publisher and book I'm forgetting, Army of Ants and Dr. Ajax. I think that was another fun title that I like, sci-fi detective and so on. Then there is books of Orange Radius. They had a character called Parshu. Now this is one character which didn't start out great, but as they started evolving and based on the readers' feedback, those books kept getting better. In fact, the last book that I came, I think Parshu. Okay, I have 2 books of Parshu Warriors, but I think both of these were great books. So Parshu was a title that I really liked. Then there was another book I can't show. Probably I can show it like this. So this is Meta Desi Presents. It was another imprint of inception of Akshay Dhar and Abhijit Kini. So these were like compilations and really fun kind of books, and they were kind of an anthology of books. And Meta Desi Comics Presents Ground Zero was the anthology. I think I've written, and these would have a lot of in-jokes of creators and publishers and so on. So these were the books. I happen to have one book of Virgin Comics, so I think that's where they started some of these movie kind of projects, getting some movie makers into books. So this was Guy Ritchie's Gamekeeper, and similarly there were some more projects with Grant Morrison. This was again Graphic India's book, Westland collaboration on Bahubali. And this is all about it. I mean, in terms of the old books I have, obviously, as you know, the new wave is back, and now we have a lot of publishers like Bullseye, Swayambhu. I have shared my reviews on and off on these books, and one thing about it is now they are available in both the languages, and in some cases also in a third language. So a lot of these publishers have come. I have done some videos on the books, and also Shakti Comics, which is essentially reprinting classic characters like Phantom, Flash Gordon and Mandrake. But I mean, in terms of who is doing like great work currently, I definitely think it's Bullseye. It's not an award, but Bullseye is really doing some of the major heavy lifting in terms of books. Now we do have books coming like Cheeseburger Comics, Professor Ashwathama, and then Swayambhu also has a lot of titles. So quickly I'll show you these titles. I know I have some books of Arc Comics also, and then there is Divya Kavach as well. So this is Satyug, Swayambhu's awesome character. I don't have Raj Rahman and Yagya 4. Yagya 4 should be coming soon. This is Incognito. I think I have written about this on my Medium blog. This is Incognito. So I have a mixed bag of some Hindi editions, some English ones. This is Radiant Comics Divya Kavach. This has the old Ravanayan feel, and it's I think I've done a review on it. There's a part 2 also coming soon. This is again Yagya. Bullseye is awesome. One of my favorite Bullseye titles. again Yagya. This is Satyug, Swayambhu's, this is Satyug part 2, and I think enough has been said about Satyug. It's a very bold and kind of a new step, it's kind of a risk, and I think it's quite uh, interesting how the publishers are approaching quite a few disturbing themes also. This is Yagya 2, the demon goddess, and there is Adira Mohi books. This is Zalim Manja, again an awesome character of Sudeep Menon, and there's some art by Moke Moi on these, and there's also collaborations with some international artists. I think this was the first book, Zalim Manja. Then there is Inferno, again another cool book. I think it's mostly like a one shot, and I really enjoyed it because the way it starts, the first page itself is like just so awesome. Uh, it starts with an internal monologue and a lot of panels, which is very classic style. Then there are these Adira Mohi books. I think there's 3 Adira Mohi books, yeah. And this also has a lot of acclaimed artists and writers like Ashwin Kalmane. And yeah, that's about it. And this Professor Ashwathama. So yeah, a mini kind of overview and just a showcase of some of the independent creators, because I think that's ultimately who matters in the Indian comic scene. And if people don't really buy the books and promote them, then they don't go forward as we have seen in the past. So I hope that does not happen, and I hope the publishers that we have now, they are able to take the money and run, as they say. So yeah, so I hope the scene strives, and these are just my expectations from Comic Con. I honestly hope that people do pick up and buy comic books there, along with all the hoo-ha and along with all the music and all the cosplay. So that's about it. Looking forward to 2 days, and I'll try to make some kind of vlog. I'm not very good at it, so probably I'll come back and talk about it, and also plan to pick up some of the titles. So that's about it, a small trailer or a teaser of panel days about Comic Con India Bangalore edition. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.